The specific intentions of this trip is actually a bit of a shakedown for the Norway road trip that I'm going on. Hopefully, if things are going to go wrong with the van, because obviously it's not particularly reliable, they'll go wrong before I leave and I can get them fixed before I head off to Norway. Whether that works, I'm not sure. A lot of the locations that I'll be showing in these sort of series of 4 videos or so will be on the western section of the NC 500. So if you're looking to drive any of these roads and you kind of like the look of a lot of them, they're all available in the western section of the NC 500 Improved, and some of them towards the back end will be part of this road trip, which is the Ultimate Scottish Road Trip. Now I'm offering 50% off the Highlands pack, which there's a link to that in the description where you can get both of these books half price. Use this code. This one's limited, unfortunately, the first 25 code uses. So use this code, head over to the link in the description and grab them as fast as you possibly can. But there's the coffee made. But I need to make some headway on this road trip because I've got a lot of driving. And currently, I'm still outside the house. Well, I managed 10 minutes before I hit traffic, and now I've been stuck on the good old A1. What an absolute abomination of a road. I've got 7 hours and 3 minutes of driving to get us up to roughly where the first park up that I've found is. This section essentially cuts the Highlands almost in half, so it stretches from Inverness kind of towards Ullapool. It's not directly at Ullapool, but it's not too far off. Well, I eventually found a bit of a lay-by to stop and make a coffee and go to the toilet. All of them have been packed. I don't know if it's all the trucks that have been on the road early, but pretty much every single one of them's busy. So this is the England and Scottish borders one. Nice little stop. To be fair, the views today are pretty nice. So once I get further down, you can see over the sea. I'll put the camera on so you can get some footage. If you've never driven up the A1 to this side, it's quite pretty. But this is the coffee machine I've been getting. So it's the Lavazza Amor de Mio. Amor de Mio. So I only really drink black coffee these days, and in all fairness, the pods from this Lavazza machine probably give the closest black coffee or espresso type coffee to what I make in the house on my proper coffee machine. Is that good find. And in all fairness, as soon as I tried it when we were away with her, they were on sale at the time. I don't know if these ones are being discontinued and I ended up ordering them. If you haven't seen the video previously, I did 3D print that on the side, which is like a pod holder. Just saves us having to keep pods everywhere else in the van, in the cupboards and other bits, and just makes it a little bit more convenient, albeit a tiny bit. But as I've covered in that 3D printing video, if you've got a 3D printer, what you start doing is solving the most pathetic of problems, because you can. Just little things that niggle you. So I'm going to fill this up and we'll head up on the road, get a bit further north. So I've been driving, it's 20 past 10. Been driving for a couple of hours now. Probably still got about 5, maybe even 6 hours of driving left. I don't feel like I've made a huge amount of progress. The roads have been a little bit busy. So I'm on the A9. Currently, I've still got 3 hours and 50 minutes of driving left. I've already done 4 hours up to now. Weather's been nice, the driving's been fine. Hit a couple of patches of traffic, but now 2. Not for these roads. These roads have always got traffic. It doesn't matter what time of day or night you come. You can come on like a Sunday evening and around Edinburgh there's going to still be traffic. So, and around the Angel. So, yeah, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that I wasn't necessarily expecting anyway. I will need more fuel as well before I push on, but I might leave that at Inverness to give us another bit of a stretch of the legs a bit later on. I have got a new bit of technology to test in the van. I have tested at home plugged in, but I haven't actually tested it on the road just yet. And it's a dual zone Ninja air fryer, but it's a vertical stacked one. And the mistake that I've made with that is the vertical ones seem to use about 800 watt more power at like peak power.
And I don't know if it's because it's vertical, so it has different elements that a normal one doesn't have. I'm not sure what the cause of it is, but after researching it, it seems to be the case. Now, 2,500 watts roughly, I should be able to power it fine with the inverter, and I can. I did briefly test it. That said, I didn't have Starlink running, which I always do, and I didn't have the fridge running off the electric, which I am when I'm driving at the minute, so I'll have to take that off. And I'm not sure how much power it is actually going to use. I did get ChatGPT to calculate for us, and it looks like it'll use roughly about 250 amp of me 660 in an hour of use. So it is a decent chunk of power that's going to suck out my battery, but it could be more, could be less. So I'm going to make I've got some frozen chips and stuff I'm going to put in later on for tea. So we'll test that. I'll show you what it's like. It looks pretty cool. You might have one. Like I say, it might not be any good, but I thought if I get this one, and it's a bit excessive for the van, it's a decent one that I can leave at home and we can use it in the house because we need a new one. The last one's set on fire. So I'll try it in the van. If it works, great. If not, I might pick up a cheaper one that's much lower energy with just one compartment rather than two. That said, I am actually upgrading the electrical system again in a couple of weeks, which I will explain, as well as an underslung tank is also being fitted for the gas. So I'll explain a little bit more about that, to talk to you about some stuff that's not me just saying, oh, well, I'm here now, because really it's just a driving day to day to try and give you some content to at least be interested in. Potential issue. So currently I've got 35 miles range and 28 miles from Dalwhinnie services. I was planning on filling up in Aviemore, but I'm not going to get to Aviemore before I run out of diesel. So I need to try and drive relatively conservative. So I'm trying to make sure I get that Dalwhinnie. I'll fill up there and I'll probably just chill in that area, have something to eat. Time quite literally seems to stand still when you're running low on diesel. So it's still showing us 2 bars on here, which is the only thing I'm hanging on. And I know normally that when it goes to like 0 range, in most cars you've probably got about 50 mile, maybe a little bit less. So I suppose there's mostly confidence in this, but there's always that doubt of like, well, what if? I don't know why I've done this, man. What a stupid decision. It's just stressing us out more than anything. You just get annoyed with yourself and you just think, why did I do that? So I've currently got 6.9 mile. I'm just sitting at 57 mile an hour. I don't know why 57. I didn't really want to touch it. Just annoyed. The scenery's amazing. Look at this as well. Just dropped down to 1 bar. I am nipping a little bit now. Got 5.5 mile. Oh no, man! People pulling out, making us slow down. You absolute cock. 4 mile to the turn off. Come on. I do not want to break down here. Don't want to run out of diesel here. I'm sweating. I don't know if I look as red as I feel. My head's boiling. I'm so frustrated with myself, man. What a stupid novice move that is. Is anyone else just... Whoa, the wind is brutal. Jesus. Proper gust of wind, that. I'm boiling. I'm sweating. My head's itchy and everything. Come on. 0.3 mile to the slip road, to the turn off, and then if I can keep momentum going, I can probably roll for nearly half a mile. I think they've changed the road and stuff and relaid it all and put little like is this it? This is the one. I didn't want to like count me chickens just yet, so I'm trying not to like. I'll show you the thing in case you just think I'm making this up. I mean, if you think I'm a good enough actor to have made this up, then I'm happy with that. But yeah, oh my God, I'm here. Come on. Oh, what an absolute idiot I am. 24-hour fuel. What side am I on again? I'm on the wrong side, what a tit. See, this is how flustered I am. I'm even getting the wrong side of the pumps and everything here. So I'll show you with this. So we go range 0, 0, and here we are. Right, get the handbrake on, go and put some diesel in. Obviously I didn't tuck that in enough, did I? That's seems to be the only thing with the kitchen roll holder, is you need to make sure your kitchen roll doesn't just unroll like mine has. To be fair, this is all I've got to whinge about, so it's not actually bad. Everything else has been alright. Both of them have been my doing. Diesel, just a bit of a miscalculation and a stupid decision. And kitchen roll, because I was using my Ninja the other night, sitting in the van. Does anyone else do this? So Danny was out, all the kids were out, all three of them. So 2 were sleeping out and the other one was at a little party thing. So rather than rattling around the house by myself, I just went and I just came in the van. So I had my tea on, I had some hash browns and stuff, which are the work of the gods. And I just sat and watched Drive to Survive on Netflix in the van. Is that just me? I thoroughly enjoy it. Like, why rattle around a sort of house by myself when I just sit in the van? So lunchtime is consistent of soba noodles, a packet of McCoys and a coffee, I think. Yeah. So I'll tell you what I bought actually, which seems to be working pretty well, is this little thing. Oh, I've had a little accident. My little capsules are starting to fall out. The only downside with this capsule dispenser thing that I've made is if it's not full, there's not enough weight pressing down off the other ones, and then they start to fall out. Not a bad little spot actually. So the van is pretty nipping. I give it a little wax and stuff the other day just to while the weather was nice and dry before the rain came. Yeah, nice actually this, isn't it? So it seems like they've done quite a bit of work along this road to make it a little bit more of a bigger services. I think the road all the way along is brand new as well. There's another thing I 3D printed. This, just to stop it from dripping down. Not know if it does anything, but I like the look of it. Anyway, let's get on the road. So we've got a viewpoint in 1 mile, and I'm not sure what the viewpoint is. I can't say I only driven this road maybe 2 or 3 times, so I can't really remember. But often in areas like this, viewpoints, although it is on the main road, so sometimes can be a little bit noisy. Sometimes there might be a decent little park up. It is windy, but I'm not too worried about that. So I'm going to have a look at this viewpoint, see what it looks like. If it looks like somewhere that might be worth camping, if it's deep enough so I can get away from the road, because there'll be trucks and stuff driving this road on a night, and being next to a road where trucks are flying past isn't fun in a van, because you just get rocked about. You hear the trucks flying past you, and it's not ideal. So yeah, if it's deep enough I'll consider it, if not I'll press on. But wow, what a view! I can honestly barely remember this viewpoint. It's not ideal for parking up or anything because it's not deep enough, and you are on the road. I mean, it's not level, but again, there's no major issue with the fact it's not level, because I've got the legs, which make a massive difference and help us sort of utilise park-ups that most people probably would avoid.
Hopefully you will tap, because guys haven't tapped and they've gotten their arms broken in half. Right. And I've seen quite a few of those, including.
I'm all parked up, legs are down, found a nice little park up. Kind of accidentally, really. I was driving past it and I thought, oh, we'll see. It's got some decent reviews on Park4Night, so I'm just going to check before I settle down. Not that I need Starlink, I've got 4G anyway, really. 45 meg download, about 10 meg upload. I didn't need any more than that. I didn't really even need the internet, to be honest, but yeah, it's always useful to have. And that's the only thing that you need to be mindful of if you do get a Starlink, is just where you park. Obviously, the more clearer view that it has of the sky, the better. And I'm literally under quite a few trees, so it's to be expected that the speed will be a little bit slower. So I'm gonna put some shoes on and I'm gonna head out for a little walk, I think, with my camera. So I've locked the van up with my laptop in, trying to transfer all the files. I've sort of filled an SD card with all that driving footage, which will probably make maybe 5% of the entire video, but it makes about 90% of the hard drive. And I thought I'd come for a little walk, essentially just to the end of the car park initially, before I head across. And yeah, not a bad little view from this spot. It'll be lovely in the morning if the sun comes up over here. So I'll show you what I'm working with. I thought I'd make a photo, but I brought me like an M11 with me 35mm lens on, and this is it. What a beautiful little spot. There's no I love more when I'm in Scotland trying to take some photographs than just something like that. An old hut shed thing over there with a proper bright orange rusty roof in the sort of autumn time, or even in the winter when everything goes that kind of colour. It looks fantastic. It's a little bit wet, boggy down this bit. But I wanted to have a little walk along, see where the car park ends. I'll show you where I've ended up parking. Not a bad little spot actually, pretty pleased with it. Here is the plan. Some smash burgers, which are basically just thin burgers, some bacon, some cheese, some sweet chili jam, which is lush. What else? Oh, some frozen chips. This is the air fryer I've been buying. It's the Ninja Summit. It's a big one. What I'm going to check, currently I'm at 98.5% battery, and then let's see how much electric this ends up using. Just on the one of the two compartments, it looks like it's using around about 1,300 watt, which actually isn't that bad. It's discharging at roughly about 116 amp hours. So for 20 minutes we're going to use that about 40 amp, maybe. Your maths is about right, which isn't bad at all. The tea is basically done. I've been running this for currently 17 minutes. There's 2 minutes left. I'm on 94%. Still got 4.5 hours left. Probably be around about 93% by the time I'm done. Ideal. I am using the gas hob for the pan though. It's been a long day of driving. It's 6:15. I'm going to ring Danny, have a bit of FaceTime with her and the kids while we all have tea together. The plan tomorrow will be to head up the rest of this drive up towards Ullapool, where I'll start heading back down that beautiful west coast. See some of that gorgeous scenery. That won't be in this video. This is the end of this video. It will be in the next episode though, which will be in a couple of days' time. So thanks for watching, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.